am pretty available for my guests 24/7-ish. I have to sleep sometimes, but the guidebook is always there for our guests. In 7 years of hosting, I have virtually all 5-star reviews. Hi, I'm Marykay. I'm the owner of Your Alpaca Cottage, which is an Airbnb on an urban alpaca sanctuary just outside Atlanta. I've been a Hostfully customer for 7 years, primarily using the guest guidebook platform, but I am super excited to get started with the property management system and start taking direct bookings as well as continuing on Airbnb. So Your Alpaca Cottage is an LGBTQ plus owned business rooted in community, inclusion, philanthropy, and hospitality. It's a place for our guests to come and rest and rejuvenate and reconnect with loved ones. And everyone is welcome and safe here. So a question I often get asked is, why did I start renting to short-term rental guests? And the story is actually pretty funny. The alpacas that live here on our urban alpaca sanctuary came before our Airbnb business. The herd is amazing. They come to us through a variety of reasons. That typically rescue happens with alpacas and llamas because something changed with their prior owners. They got old, they had health issues, their financial circumstances changes. So I started fostering, adopting, usually they all stayed, this beautiful, diverse herd of alpacas. And if you're interested, you could go look at our website. There's a whole page dedicated to their personalities, their story, how they came to us. We even have a page dedicated to our angel herd, which are those who have passed on, because a lot of the ones we have rescued and adopted were older. Where the Airbnb and short-term rental came into it, it's not inexpensive to support a herd of rescue alpacas. And while I could support that with my main career, I have this guest cottage. Let me go ahead and short-term rental this. And so it's really a beautiful synergy in that our guests are helping to support the herd. The alpacas are a feature for our guests, and they are able to bring joy and a wonderful experience for our guests. And it's just this beautiful symbiotic relationship that I'm really, really proud and passionate about offering our guests. So when I opened my Airbnb, I'm in my 8th year of hosting. So long ago, I was trying to find ways to make my business as efficient as possible. And although I only have one listing, I do also have a full-time career and needed to find efficiencies, but also in ways that did not diminish the guest experience. One of the things I knew was very important was a solid guest guidebook. And I looked at several vendors and landed on Hostfully. What Hostfully did for me that made me choose this platform was that it was super easy to set up the guidebook. They've continued to enhance it in the last 7 years since I first started. There's widgets so I can reorganize the guidebook. Every so often I go in and I edit and I make changes. I can make local recommendations to restaurants or shops or parks that I like. That I can reiterate the house rules, and it just really streamlines guest communications. I am pretty available for my guests 24/7-ish. I have to sleep sometimes, but the guidebook is always there for our guests. So another feature I really like about Hostfully is that it allows me to white label my guest guide, my property management system. It looks very seamlessly like my business, my brand, my representation. So the guest guide is branded as Your Alpaca Cottage. The online booking platform will be branded as Your Alpaca Cottage with my logo, with my colors, and I'm so excited about that. The other thing that I think the guest guidebook does is it really significantly improves the customer experience. And what it does is it gives them information at their fingertips. Where I think this really helps me as a host is it's very efficient. It gives them the information they need when they need it. Things like Wi-Fi password, how to access Netflix in the cottage. But it also improves their experience in such a way that is so seamless that they don't see it as that place had a great guest guidebook. It was that my experience was good. It was a good stay. I had the information I needed, which absolutely translates into great reviews. In 7 years of hosting, I have virtually all 5-star reviews. In addition to hosting well and providing a wonderful experience for your guests and being an incredible, hospitable host with a beautiful, comfortable place for your guests to stay, there's another consideration that's less exciting but equally important, and that is the health of our guests. And in 2020, when things changed and there was a new health concern in the world, it was important to not only amend and expand our cleaning protocol, but also document and communicate that cleaning protocol. And the Hostfully Guidebook is a perfect place to put that. So our guests can click into that section on our guidebook. They have a full picture and can make an informed decision about their staying in our Airbnb from a health perspective. In addition to being a host, I am also a mentor for new hosts as they get started, specifically on Airbnb, although I have done some consulting outside of that. Airbnb has a program called Airbnb Ambassador, and what it is they are new hosts are partnered with an experienced host, me. And over the past year, I've had about 700 new host matches. Not all of those go on to publish, but of those who have published, about 40%, and then in turn booked, every single one of them get told about Hostfully, the guest guidebook, as well as soon as I know more about the booking platform, as soon as I'm fully on board and feel like I'm an expert on this, I'll tell them about that because the efficiencies gained are fantastic. And so every single host I mentor not only gets support with their listing and their photos and make sure that they are creating something that is not only marketable, but is also going to be that top quality 5-star guest experience. And Hostfully is one way that they can do that efficiently.